Hi everybody and welcome to Chess for 5Heads, your comprehensive guide for understanding the most complex chess terminology in a digestible meme format. All of the terms in this video were coined by the participants of the recently concluded PogChamps tournament, and the first one that we'll start with is the very famous xQc term, the wooden shield. While playing a blitz game on stream, in this position xQc played the move queen to d4 and declared that after bing, bang, pow, bing, boom, that this was a wooden shield. Now, the wooden shield is a queen or a bishop multi-pronged central attack. As you can see in this position, 4 different directions are being attacked, and there are different iterations of this, but generally the diagonal attackers will be able to execute the wooden shield. xQc and Hikaru also birthed another really interesting term, known as the Lobster Pincer. In this position, Hikaru was famously yelling at Felix while watching his games to play the move queen b6. That is checkmate, and white would win the game. The Lobster Pincer is known as a checkmate where 2 pieces attacking on the same diagonal hit the same spot, and then checkmate the opponent. I have no idea why it's called the Lobster Pincer, but I guess it's because you clamp the enemy king. But actually in this position, Felix played b4, and black found the sacrifice rook h1 check, king takes h1, with stalemate on the board and a draw. Not the proudest moment for xQc playing with the white pieces, but obviously he showed tremendous improvement throughout the event. Lobster Pincer, and one more coming up from xQc. And so in front of us we have the following position where there's a bishop, rook, and king aligned. If you move this rook somewhere, the bishop will be attacking the king with check, which is known as a discovered check or a discovered attack. xQc once famously declared that this sort of an attack would be called the fossil, because they were discovered by archaeologists. And in this famous clip, he said that this move would be a triple fossil, because 3 pieces would be up for grabs. Now, the way this would happen is that black would move the king, you would take one of the pieces, and so it's more of a double fossil, but it's a triple archaeologist, so let's keep on going. Next, we're actually going to feature BoxBox, who came up with a term called the Frappuccino, which is just a play on words of fianchetto, which is a term when in the beginning of the game, you move your bishop out like this. You put your B or G pawns forward by 1 square, and then launch the Frappuccino sniper across the entire board. This is a pretty good strategy, except it is also considered good to control the center of the board with the pawns. But there you have it, a quick one for the 4th one. This one is known as the hat, and it's essentially protective gear for your pieces in the form of pawns. After something like d4, knight f6, the bishop on d3 is protected by a hat. Now, this is obviously the London opening, for those of you that don't know. I don't have a nickname for that one. And we actually saw the hat put into place today by Magnus Carlsen in his opening against Anish Giri. Magnus Carlsen played this with the black pieces, and then if he put the bishop on d6, that would have been a hat. So there you go, 2 from Fuseli in the opening. The next 2 concepts I'm actually combining into one because they're closely related. First things first, the bathtub pawn structure. Now this one is something that looks like this. It's when you have 2 corralled pawns on the edges, and then at least 2 pawns in the middle. Sometimes you can have 3 pawns in the middle, but that's a more unique case. Now this sometimes does also get called a boat, so you've got to decide whether it's a bathtub or a boat, how big your budget is. Now, Pokeball is when your opponent mirrors this from the other side. Again, pretty rare for this to happen. It's kind of strange that neither of the players decided to go for a pawn trade. But it does happen. And let me also just show you that this isn't all jokes, all right? Chess is a very serious game. Actually, one of the recently played games of a major tournament, the Chessable Masters, had an opportunity for the player with the white pieces to build a boat or a bathtub as early as move 10. And he did. Jan Nepomniachtchi actually played this move and set up the bathtub. I'm not going to actually tell you the results of that game because then potentially your views on the subject would change. But there you have it. Bathtub, boat, Pokeball, all in one. And your last Chess for 5Heads term of this video is going to be the ice skater checkmate, which comes from this position where xQc played the triumphant, victorious move, rook to a8, and it was mate. However, I'm gonna let him do the explaining of this terminology, which is why I put all those question marks.
Guys, I did the classic move of the ice skater. He's
the pickaxe, the ice climber, the wobble, the juicer, the lord. We did the backwards catapult. The scissor lift, dude. We did the backwards frozen glasses. He fell for it again. Unbelievable, dude. We did the broken staircase ladder.
It's beautiful, isn't it? The chess world was long overdue for such a revolution of new terms and new players, and we couldn't be happier to have you on board. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite term was in the video, and if there was any that I missed. We can continue to update this video as new terms get discovered. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you around on the Gotham Chess YouTube channel.